In the Garden with Mark Viette is brought to you by the Virginia Farm Bureau, because agriculture matters.
Here we are at the end of the growing season, and I'm fortunate enough to have potatoes that are still in full foliage or just beginning to die back. And one of the real key ways to accomplish that is by providing a very late planting. You really don't need to plant potatoes till maybe June 15th. I've planted them as late as July so I can have this very late crop. So I don't have to worry about digging potatoes in July and August. I can just leave them in the ground, and I can cover them with a nice straw or mulch during the early winter months or late fall to protect them from freezing. And I can reach down as frequently as I want and get fresh, nice potatoes. Now you're going to find it's going to be difficult probably to find seed potatoes sometime in June. So if for some reason you can't find them from a catalog or from your local garden store, what you can do is go to your food store and buy what I call organic potatoes. These are potatoes that have been grown without chemicals, and they have also been processed without anti-sprouting materials. Because if you get some of the potatoes that have been treated, they won't produce new shoots. So I take these potatoes, I lay them out on a table for about a week or so. They start to produce little tiny shoots, and then I go ahead and plant them in the garden, and then weeks later, in the late season, you can pick fresh potatoes. You might wonder why I've got straw here. I have found that instead of hilling your potatoes with soil, which many of us do, once your potatoes grow, not only do I plant them deep, but they start growing up. You can hill them with soil every couple of weeks, because what happens is up and down the stems, there are the production of potatoes. But I find by hilling them with straw, it's easier to pick them. And you can just reach down with your hands and pick a fresh potato. And for example, you can reach right in with your hand and just pull a great Russian Idaho russet potato. Many people think potatoes are roots, especially since many of them grow underneath the soil level, but really this is what is known as an underground stem. And this is a stem that's underground, pretty much grows horizontally. And then here we have the potato, which is a storage, which has, stems and nodes, and all the parts of the stem are compressed into this little thing. So remember, potatoes don't produce roots, they produce underground stems or tubers. Now you're looking at the wide variety of different potatoes that we have, and you're only seeing the outside of these. But just imagine cutting through these with a knife. Of course, you usually do it after it's washed, but just cutting through it, you can see the different color internal parts. And this one here is Russian banana. This one here is the russet Idaho, pure white. This one here is the French fingerling, which is a little more yellow. And then here we're going to just end with the Yukon Gold, which has beautiful golden flesh. Remember, potatoes are easy and simple. Just plant a late crop, and you'll enjoy this all the way through the winter. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
For more garden tips, use the internet to click on the In the Garden website. That's www.inthegardenradio.com.